fashion, music, wellness.
And don't forget sex.
Mostly sex.
If it's trending, they'll be talking about it. Trend Radio is right here.
And right now, I'm Anthony Vincent.
And I'm Elise.
And we always have something great to say.
Because it's us. So stay tuned.
You'll be glad you did. Good morning, Elise.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Al.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, Al. Your belly looks bigger today.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, it's a bigger shirt.
Oh, is that what it is?
Did you enjoy Thanksgiving?
Always. Of course I did.
It's my favorite
Oh,
holiday.
mine too. Yeah. I'm
Everything was so great.
I'm a stuffing guy, as you can see.
Yeah. Oh, well, actually, so am I. Did you have fun too? I know
Yep,
you did.
had a good time.
Yeah, I know you had fun, Anthony.
That's right. I just love cooking for people.
Yeah, it's so much fun. You know what I actually wanted to talk about, though, before we
that?
actually get started? I just wanted to say, you know, how thankful I am that you are in my life.
Oh, shucks.
And I wanted everybody to know that. And of course, you too, Al, because you make us sound so fabulous each week.
Well, thank you.
And I just wanted to put it out there how thankful I am for all the people in my life that just make me smile every day.
Well, Elise, Al and I are both married and unavailable. So,
Well, I have to just say something.
I could be available on the weekend, my wife says.
she'd like to get rid of you for the weekend.
That's great. Well, I am married to just a magnificent man who's so wonderful, and just I am so thankful for him. So, but I just wanted to put it out there that we are thankful, and we are so thankful for all of our listeners.
Oh, yeah.
Do you realize they've been listening to us for almost 5 years now?
5 years. It has been a very quick 5 years.
Yes, 5 years goes by quickly in this area, but I just, I thought it would be nice to just
Thank
give
you all.
a little thanks.
It was a pleasure talking, and it is
And
a pleasure.
he loves to talk. You know
I
that.
love to talk.
He's a talker. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you enjoyed everything?
I have enjoyed this past year and these past 5.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been wonderful. And you're enjoying the leftovers I'm giving you right now?
Yes, and are you enjoying the leftovers I'm giving you? They look like the same thing, though.
They're not the same thing. They're not. They're not the same thing.
That's right. Mine has more garlic.
No. Mine has a lot of garlic also.
Okay.
But everything is delicious, though. And that's what's important. And that's,
Hey, life is delicious.
life is.
Enjoy every bite.
Every bite.
One bite at a time.
Well, if you need to, some people take 2. Just don't choke. So I just wanted to also say we have a very special guest coming today.
Yes, we do.
And she's going to be with us right after this message. We'd like to thank Artis, where seniors are respected, choices are given, life is lived in the moment together.
Elise, we have a special guest
I know, I'm
today
so excited.
who we love.
Love.
She is just a delicious young lady.
And adorable.
Yes, of course.
So cute.
And will you do the introductions,
I
please?
will. I want to welcome you, Chef Susie from Susie's Wild Cooking.
So much.
We're so happy to have you.
We are so happy to have you here.
We just love you.
Oh, I'm so glad because I love having you guys, being around you guys too.
We just love you. And so we want to know, first of all, what is Susie's Wild Cooking?
It's an umbrella, shall we say. I started out with Susie's Wild Cookies. They had been for sale at Whole Foods. Now
Okay.
it's just mail order, and I guess I'll plug that later.
Absolutely.
okay.
Yes, of course.
If that's okay.
Of course.
And so it's the cookies, and it's contemplation because I have a moderately defunct blog that
cool. Okay.
talks about, what to make for dinner. It's called The Recipe for Disaster.
Oh,
I like that.
That sounds like us.
Yeah.
Well-
We are the recipe for disaster. The two of us are.
Well, it came about because my son would ring me up. He was the designated person to call when they got off the bus from school. And at 4:00 every day, I had to figure out what I was making for dinner. And I'm not a planner. So I had to figure out what I could defrost, what I could make with it. And he was very specific. So I had to absolutely know what I was going to make.
I have one of those sons.
And how old is this son?
Now he's 22.
Oh, mine is too. The same,
Okay,
23.
yeah.
Yeah.
So how old was he when he gave specific instructions?
Well, he needed specifics because he would hold me to it, what I was making. So that was from when he was 8. till he went to college.
How cute is that?
Yeah.
It's not so cute.
Is he a lawyer? Is he a lawyer now? Or?
No. He graduated in May from Rutgers, and I found out the day after graduation that he double majored in physics and astrophysics.
You didn't know about that?
I didn't know about the double major.
Okay. So you just paid the bill.
I'm still working on that. But
Wow,
yeah.
that's fantastic, though, actually.
But he actually wrote his college essay about my passion for cooking and his passion for science, and he also cooks.
Oh, that's
How
awesome.
cool is that?
It's really cool. I
Yeah.
keep it in my wallet.
Oh, that's
that's
lovely.
awesome.
When did you realize you even had a passion for cooking or even liked it, or the first time you picked up a pan?
It was probably necessity that gave it to me, although my mother was a wonderful cook. She kind of retired from that these days, but she fostered it in me. It was almost always home cooked meals, and we almost always ate together.
Oh, that's lovely.
It was really nice, but she wasn't very outside the box. She had other things on her proverbial plate, so
Sure.
it didn't work. But I started figuring out what I had and what was left in my fridge, because I hate having stuff go to waste.
No, that's something that I actually love when you talk about different things, that you use what you have. Use what you have.
Yes.
Even if it doesn't necessarily follow the recipe, make it work.
Exactly, and and then it's yours.
Exactly.
So, and it's what you like to eat too.
But I'm actually teaching that to my kids.
Cool.
As we go along. My son was actually making a recipe the other day, and he wanted to go and buy something that we didn't have. And I said, well, why don't you use this instead? Because it doesn't call for that. But make it so that
Right.
that'll work.
Yeah.
This will definitely work. This spice will work with that. And why are you going to spend money on something that you already have something that's going to work?
Right. And it
And
also takes him out of the not experience, but what if something's boiling on the stove and he wants to go out and get it? It just makes life more difficult.
Exactly. But no, it really worked out well, and it tasted delicious. And I
Right.
said, see? Okay. So, Susie's Wild Cooking. Now, if somebody was to need Susie to do some wild cooking, how does that work?
Well, you can just ask. For instance, for Thanksgiving, I had made a client asked for a lot of desserts
Okay.
for her crowd. So it was.
I'm sure they were
pies and-
delicious.
I hope so.
I'm still full from Thursday. I'm still full from Thanksgiving. So let me ask you this then. All right, so you made some things for
Yeah.
some people, from Susie's Wild Cooking, but what are you doing with your leftovers? Because people are asking us, what are we supposed to do with our leftovers?
I tell them, bring them to us.
That's good.
'Cause
Anthony will eat
I'll
them.
eat them.
Right.
I eat anything.
Sure. No, that's
I'm-
perfect.
yeah.
I like if I can squirrel away leftovers. I like to make like a pot pie, because you can put all your veg in there
Okay.
along with the leftover turkey, and you can pick off from the bone, and then you can even use store-bought puff pastry or even store-bought pie crust. Or
Anthony is like the king of little pot pies. He
Yeah.
makes chicken pot pies all the time.
there you go.
Yeah.
So you're going to be making a turkey pot pie?
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you going to bring me some?
I might, but yes, I will bring you some.
Thank you.
And then I also
answer.
make a bone broth out of the
Right.
turkey bones.
Yes, I do that too.
Yeah.
Definitely.
If there's enough meat left on it. But yeah, but those are real easy things, and even because you have the gravy ready already.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so you don't have to do that. But even if you get a box of cornbread mix, and you could mix that up and put that on top.
Oh, that's even better.
the
I like
turkey
that
and
better
pie.
than
Yeah.
I like that better than the puff pastry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So or make it yourself, but if
Yeah. No, but I think that would be delicious.
What could you do with the sweet potatoes?
I know what I do with my sweet potatoes.
well, they're mashed already.
Yeah.
We tend to make it into a patty and fry it.
Really?
Yeah, just add some more binders, something to make it less
Right.
wet and something to keep it all together. So either your biscuits or whatever bread rolls you've served, if you want to, dry that out and crumble some of that into it.
And that will hold it together?
Well, that'll dry it out.
Okay.
Dry out the mixture of the
sweet potato.
and then you can add an egg to maybe keep it
Exactly.
together.
And you can make like a little sweet potato pancake kind
yeah,
of thing.
it's kind of a
we've done that
like-ish
also.
thing. Yeah.
Could you make a pie out of the leftover sweet potatoes?
I don't see why not.
Why not?
Yeah.
You could even do a cornbread pie, huh? With the sweet potato
Sure.
filling.
Why not?
That would be
Yeah,
delicious.
you could just and it could even be more savory. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, so it's not so sweet as a sweet potato pie could be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, so it'd be more savory pie than a sweet pie.
You can go that route. You can
Okay.
go either route.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stuffing is also good to make a
A
patty
pie.
out of,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly. Oh my God, that's the best.
Or even put it in a waffle iron.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
I have a funny story, and I shouldn't be talking about me. We should be talking about you, so I'll make it quick.
Are you telling the stuffing story?
Yes.
Then you shouldn't be. You're absolutely right.
Well,
Oh, but I haven't heard it yet. Have your listeners heard
It was just a.
let me tell
Yes, they
you.
actually have.
Okay.
But you can.
Thank
We can tell you.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's really fast.
So, one Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving has been at my house for the entire family for 25 years. Mm-hmm. And I die in front of the Food Network. And Emerald, I do.
Yes, it's true. And he really does work really hard, and he really is really good at what he does.
So, Emerald is making some stuffings.
Mm-hmm.
So, he made a fruit stuffing, which just looked absolutely delicious. And then he made a roasted chestnut and sausage stuffing. So I went out and I bought all the ingredients, probably $50 just for these two stuffings. And like I said, we had probably 40 people.
Oh wow.
For
That's a lot. Yeah.
sit down dinner. So I bring this stuffing out and nobody eats it. And it's like, no, we don't eat sweet stuffing. No, we don't like the fat in the sausage. And I'm saying, try it. It's delicious. So I had these two Jagunda bowls of stuffing.
I would have eaten the stuffing. I'm a stuffing whore.
Yeah.
Well, I was eating stuffing for 2 weeks because
Yeah.
I couldn't let it go to waste. And I said, them little son of a guns, I said, the next
That's
time.
what he said. Guns.
Well, I didn't actually say that. I can't say what I really said.
We know.
I said, the next time anybody comes over for dinner, they're getting freaking stovetop stuffing, the little rat bastages.
Well, it is a point that people are very often set in their ways especially for Thanksgiving.
Yep,
But the most,
stovetop? Come
the
on.
most
Well-
interesting thing was he did make box stuffing next time, and they gobbled it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
We do different kinds of stuffings also,
Yeah.
like all different kinds. We throw everything in it and make like a craziness, and it's delicious.
It sounds wonderful.
But what do you do?
What do I do?
Yes.
yeah, what is your Thanksgiving dinner?
Well, my Thanksgiving dinner, it's only recently that I've been able to have it because it was always the provenance of my mother.
Right. I understand that.
Yeah. So when I do it, I also have an added kind of bonus or detraction because I manage a Christmas tree shed.
You mentioned that. I
Yeah.
think that's fantastic.
And it's wonderful. So this year I made, when I got back from the shed, I made celery root and apple
Celery
soup.
root is so underrated. It is one of my
is.
favorite vegetables.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's terrific. It has a lot of
So
flavor and
great.
it can be really creamy.
That sounds amazing. I want that recipe.
I've never
Okay.
seen a celery root.
Oh my God. I eat that all the time.
it's-
I'll make you some.
Celeriac is another name it goes by, and it looks
Okay.
kind of alien.
Like
Okay.
this.
Like a round alien thing with pockmarks.
Okay. And dirt on it?
And dirt.
Oh,
well, you have to
but-
rinse
but
that.
only a little.
You scrape that.
Okay.
I really would love that recipe, though.
Okay. You got it.
Thank you.
And let's see, what else was there? I have been, for a couple of years now, taking my turkey and marinating it. Not really a brine, but with pomegranate juice and rosemary and shallots. And that's really, really nice.
Oh, the pomegranate juice sounds great.
You
Yeah.
soak that turkey in the pomegranate juice? Okay.
A blend of that with a little soy and let's see, what else was there? Your typical mashed potatoes, sweet potatoes,
Brussels sprouts?
salad.
Do you do that?
Yes, actually, I do.
I have a great Brussels sprouts recipe. Fabulous. But go on.
So I shave them. I cut them thinly and then I deep fry them.
Oh my God. Yum.
And then a very acidic vinaigrette. So yes, that See, that went really fast this week.
Oh
So
my God, my daughter would love that. Oh my God, I have to understand that.
What does shaving a Brussels sprout mean?
slicing it very
This.
thinly. So you can use a mandolin.
Yeah.
Or if you have a glove.
Yeah, because you don't want your fingers in there.
No.
Wow.
But yeah. So, or just cutting it thinly.
Okay, so you cut it thinly, and what do you season it or Brett? No,
Just take it and put it in the hot oil.
just deep fry it, and it comes out like crispy things.
Oh yeah.
Crispy Brussels sprouts.
Yes, crispy and so it because the leaves are thin, it'll like caramelize a little, so it gets a little sweet too, and you get that char of it.
Oh
so
my
they're,
gosh.
pretty.
That sounds
yummy.
crazy.
They are.
So I bought Brussels sprouts yesterday. I think I'm going to do that.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm going to try it too. I have a lot of fresh Brussels sprouts left over.
Yeah.
I usually cut them and I'll put them in a saute pan with bacon.
Of course.
And
Because the smokiness really
Yeah.
really minimizes their bitterness. So
We do a little bit of brown sugar and roasted garlic, and it's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
That is ridiculous. But
So-
this,
It's
Yeah.
really good.
Are you deep frying them in a basket or just in a pan of oil when you fry them?
A pan, a pot.
a
You know,
pot.
So
Okay, and then you just kind of ladle them out.
yeah,
Yep.
that sounds
And
like that's exactly how I was visualizing
yep,
this.
absolutely. And then use a regular vinaigrette dressing, but make it a little more acidic than usual because that'll help counter.
Cut with the oil. Yes,
Yeah.
got it.
Okay, so it's a salad. Anything else in there? Just that.
Just that.
Okay.
And it's not kind of a salad. It just has
It's a vegetable.
dressing,
Yeah.
Okay.
That's just.
which is ridiculous.
Okay.
To say, but yeah.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
very
You
good.
see, you see, this is fantastic.
These are things you never think of.
No, I never would have thought
That's
of that.
that's why you're the chef.
That's why
I
she's
try.
Chef Suze from Susie's Wild Cooking. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love that.
And then the desserts are, the usual pies and stuff. I just made double.
Yeah, well, hey, when people need pie, people need pie.
They do. Yeah.
You know, I understand that. When you need pie, you need pie.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So everybody is still stuffed at from your place, right?
They are. But they're working pretty hard today because it's the first Saturday, of the season. So
Sure.
and they all work at the shed
Oh,
doing one thing or another.
Your entire family.
Well, in one way or another
Okay.
at some point. My husband helps out with some of the construction that had been needed. And he just, he's a hanger-on.
Oh, cool. Very, very
I
nice.
love how all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you know how like you're driving down the highway and all of a sudden pumpkins are around? Well, then I love how all of a sudden you're driving and then the Christmas trees are out.
That's right.
I just love it. It's just out of nowhere. Boom, there they are.
Yep. Which is much better than going into a store and seeing it all, at the end of September,
Sure. Yeah,
which
that's
is kind of frightening.
Yeah.
It's kind of rough. It's rushed. But I do love the way it smells. I love going and just walking through and just smelling all that pine. It's so
Yep.
beautiful and so fresh and clean. And it just kind of gives you such a good feeling. I love that.
It is.
Love
It's the
that.
best.
Yeah, I
So-
know. It must be fantastic.
It's a lot of fun.
Oh, it must be. I'm going to come visit you.
Okay. We're
yeah.
in Montgomery on 206 across from ShopRite.
Perfect.
Oh,
I know
yeah,
where
that's
that
not
is.
far. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's, yeah.
Oh, that's
And-
great. Yeah, we're going to go. We're going to say hello.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
You going to put us to work?
If you'd like.
We're good workers.
Oh, I know that. That I know.
That's
So,
funny.
yeah.
That's funny.
So,
Wow.
yeah.
Now, you were a big deal chef in New York. Not New York?
Not a big deal, chef. I have worked.
See, we think you're a big deal.
I think that's right.
That's what that is.
You're so kind.
We think you're a big deal.
Perception is reality.
Okay.
Yes.
So you
That's
were a
what-
big deal chef in New York.
Okay, I was.
Yay! As long as she understands that.
Oh, yes. I can fake it till I make it. But yes, I worked at a restaurant at the South Street Seaport a long time ago.
Is it very different, though, to work in New York and then in New Jersey? Is that like a whole different mindset? I imagine it really would be.
It can be. It can be. It depends upon where you are. But in where I was, it was kind of low key, but a lot of fun. So
What made it fun? Just the location, the type of people that you attracted?
well, the South Street Seaport back in the when was I there?
It was just a few years ago, right?
Yeah. I'm mid '80s actually.
Really?
Yeah. So it was a lot of fun because it was a new place and everybody would come pour out of Wall Street and come and have fun. It was very much a party atmosphere. So it was it was terribly fun in that respect.
Yeah.
But
it sounds like it. It was. Yeah.
So-
Blink of an eye, and it's wow.
What type of food?
Oh, seafood.
It was all seafood.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, it was seafood. It was-
And what brought you to that particular place at South Street Seaport?
I knew people who worked there.
Oh.
So it was a restaurant that their owners started in Atlantic Highlands. So
Okay.
and I knew some of the people involved.
Oh, God. We used to go when we were little. My parents used to take us to this seafood restaurant in Atlantic Highlands all the time. And we would get these lobster buckets. Yeah.
Yeah, Moby's.
Oh, probably, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, right by
Okay.
the bridge.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
So that's where, those folks, and Bars was next door.
Okay, alrighty then.
Did you work at either one of those? Those are the places that you know.
But I knew people there.
Okay.
So.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I just remembered it was Atlantic Highlands. We were little.
Yeah.
And that's fun.
So
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a good memory.
Yeah,
See that? You say a
cool.
word, you say a name of a town, and it's
You know?
like, wow, there it is.
So
So then what are you doing then? Like today, for instance, it's a Saturday and you're going to leave here
I'm
and
gonna
probably
leave.
go and
back to the shed.
did you bring soup with you? Because it's chilly.
I often do, yes. Or I will grab soup because soup, how did you know? Soup is what I typically live on when I'm there. And then if I'm lucky, later on, my husband will swing by with cocktails.
Oh, we like him already.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
No, how I know is because soup is an easy thing to eat when you're out. It's in a container. You can take a sip. It's fun. It's easy. You don't look like you're chewing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you can
Exactly.
talk and you can drink at the same time. And that's how I know.
And I get to be one of the lucky people. I stay in the shed for most of it, keeping warm. I do
Yeah.
have a couple of heaters going, and so I can chat with all the customers, and that's so much fun.
We love that too. We love to talk.
Yes,
We talk all the time. Right?
that's why
Some
you
of
guys
us,
are so successful.
yes, some of us talk
more
too
than
much.
others. Yeah, this guy here. Uh-huh. So anyhow.
Yeah.
All right. So what's on the agenda though for you for 2018?
2018. I am going to be doing more cooking classes. Hopefully, I will be able to transition to doing them out of my home a bit. So that's good.
Well, that sounds great. We will
Yeah.
definitely, we would love to do that.
Oh, cool.
yeah,
cool.
absolutely. We think you're amazing.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I found that I really love the teaching aspect of it too, and getting everybody to become their own chef.
Yeah, you're very personable, and I
thanks.
think you have the ability to bring out the best in people.
Oh,
just in the time that we've known you.
What I really love
good.
also, honestly, about you, and I think this is very important for people, is that you form a connection well.
Thank you.
And that's a very important part of anything. When you are going to
is.
learn something, you want to have a connection with somebody. You know, and Anthony and I are extremely difficult to have a connection with.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I am so much trouble. I really am.
no.
Not at all.
We really admire that.
Oh, thanks.
You know, that's a gift.
Well,
and
it's finding like characteristics in people.
exactly.
So
And that's really important. We do that all the time with what we do when we're, dealing with somebody's hair, nails, skin, that type of thing. But, going into a different level of who we are and like cooking, for instance, it's important to find somebody that you have a connection with.
Yeah.
Because you are holding knives.
Well,
And,
that's true.
So you want to just be careful.
They are sharp.
They are very sharp.
But
Knives
you
can be
guys hold
very sharp.
scissors, so
And I
Same. And
hold-
razors.
and
Yeah.
cuticle nippers,
Oh, those are the worst.
they are very, very sharp.
Yes, she has got some big nippers. I'm telling you. They, oh, what?
Nothing. Be careful,
I mean-
I'm gonna cut you.
She can cut you real good.
I know. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's true.
Right.
Okay, so 2018 brings you that,
So
brings you
that's
cooking
where- yeah.
classes and whatnot.
There's been a little upheaval in my life, with moving.
Mm-hmm.
We moved a couple times over the course of the past, I don't know, 15 months,
Mm-hmm.
just because we sold a house, temporary quarters, and finally found our other house, and so now I'm back to settling in and moving on.
I do
That's
understand.
the thing.
I do understand that.
Yeah.
Did you downsize with the
Yes.
kids growing up?
Yeah.
Was that hard?
Downsizing. It was. It was.
You know, it took her a while to answer that, and I could have answered immediately. Yes, it's hard.
Yeah. Well,
it is very hard because you have to get rid of so much stuff.
Yeah.
And I went through that also, and it's really difficult to actually get rid of. I mean, I give things away like crazy, but it's hard to get rid of things that you don't necessarily want to get rid of.
There's some things that I don't really want and nobody wants, but I just feel that if I get rid of them, it's like losing a piece of my children.
Yeah.
Which is kind of odd.
Exactly. I understand that.
Yeah, there's no sentimental attachment to most 95% of their stuffed animals, but they're still in bags in my new basement. And I have to get rid of them, but I'm just not there quite yet.
Oh, you can't get rid of them yet. What about somebody, one of your friends maybe has a grandchild or a new baby?
So even that would be getting rid of them on some level.
Okay.
But I'm just not quite there.
You're not ready for that.
When you are ready and you do go through, how I would do something like that, because I had to actually do this. I pulled out the ones that made me smile the most.
Yeah.
And I gave those to, family, friends, those kinds of things, and told them why.
Yeah.
And then the other things, what I did was cleaned them, made sure everything was spotless, and donated them.
Yeah. And I'll probably do that. I'm not.
No, yeah, when you're there.
Right, exactly.
When you're there, you'll do it. But that was, I found that was difficult to do, but I did that. And that was a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And when we moved into this house, we knew that there was going to be some renovation, construction, and so we took a little more than we should have of just stuff. And so now that we'll be able to figure out where things will go, you'll pare it down.
Yeah, you'll be able to do that.
Yeah.
It happens slowly, but it does happen.
Yeah, we weren't quite sure. Like if we were going into a place that didn't need anything, we'd be able to say, okay, this is going to go here or there, and we don't need this. But since there was some, not quite certainty.
It does take a while, though. I still have a basement full of stuff, but, it does take, we're weeding slowly.
Cool.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, I'm confident.
Yes.
So that's my 2018.
That sounds great, though.
Yeah.
So then moving back, did you have formal training in your chefery?
No.
No formal training?
No. I am an autodidact.
Okay.
Self-taught. So I have done some training at the Culinary Institute in Hyde Park, but I'm completely self-taught out of necessity. To try and do the most with what I had, also not just use up what I had left over. And, early on, marriage and with kids, money's tight.
That's really admirable, though, that you're able to learn the way you did and then teach. That's great.
Cool. Thank you. Because I don't know how it kind of came together. My mother actually, by profession, was a teacher. So maybe I got a whole lot of that from
it's in your
her.
genes.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But that's really, to look at it that way, and then be proud of yourself, because that's amazing. So, not everybody does that.
No. So, but I also like to share what I have. So, and that's
that comes across very, very clearly.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Good. Then I have accomplished what I need to do.
That's great. That's the truth, though. Yeah, cool. That's a wonderful thing.
Yay.
So how would somebody get in touch with you then and see who you are?
Anybody can. I'd love to have you visit the website, which is www.susieswildcooking.com without the apostrophe on Susie's.
Okay, so it's when you're spelling Susie,
it's with a Y, so it's SUZYS.
Okay, so it's
Wild
SusiesWildCooking.com.
Yep.
I really like that.
Yeah, it's cute.
Yeah, I needed an umbrella to do the, catering classes, cookies, contemplation, that kind of a thing. And it came to me
all together.
Finally. Yeah.
I meant to ask you, what kind of cookies were they?
Oh, they're wild cookies.
Okay.
And that's how it all got its name. But the wild cookies is basically a loaded chocolate chip with a dried fruit and nut.
Oh.
So there are different varieties of wild cookies. But then I also do lemon thyme shortbreads and chocolate crackle cookies and snickerdoodles and all kinds of stuff.
When you were selling these online, Did you make all of these cookies and things yourself, or did you have help with a professional kitchen?
I used a commercial kitchen for when I was selling at Whole Foods here in Princeton,
Okay.
but and also for some of the others. But often with an unadvertised business, you can cook at home.
You can.
But I guess now it's advertised.
I do have a few friends, though, that actually do that.
Yeah.
They do have online businesses, and they bake their cookies at home,
Yep.
and they fly them out everywhere. They send them everywhere.
Are there special licensings and inspections and things like that with the Board of Health that you have to deal with?
At the commercial kitchen, yes.
But not at home.
No. And apparently, I think New Jersey is still the only state that remains in the union that you cannot cook at home for some retail locations like farmers markets.
Really?
I think so.
Yeah, I know that. Even in the flea markets and things like that, they're there checking everybody. I think Jersey wants their piece of the action, so to speak.
It's interesting because a lot of the Amish people, they'll go to different markets, and they're coming from Pennsylvania, I know, but I don't know if there's any regulation or anything like that.
I'm not entirely certain how that's working.
I don't know how that works either, to be honest with
or
you.
Or if it works, if there's a mechanism or if they need a mechanism.
Yeah, I don't know either.
So.
All I know is that they have a lot of pickled stuff, and canned stuff, and yeah, it looks really good. I don't usually buy it, but it looks really good. But
I tend not to buy it because I just rather make it.
Sure, and well, at least you know what's in it. I'm super funny about things like that because I'm very careful with what I actually eat. Just because I just need to know. I have to make sure there's really no soy. I try really hard to make sure.
I don't care. I just eat it if it tastes good.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
We have a neighbor that makes a Spanish dish called pastelas, and they are delicious. Well, so she was giving us some, and then we started purchasing them. And then we went to the house to pick them up. The house was filthy.
Yeah.
And so we don't order them anymore, as good as they were. Maybe it was the dirt and the hair that,
It could be, but
that made it good. I don't know.
Yeah, that really puts a wrinkle into
It's like
everything.
you don't want to eat it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard people say that if you saw the kitchen of some restaurants, you would not eat the food there. Is that true, or is that just what people say?
I'm sure it's true in some instances.
I'm sure it is also.
Yeah. But not in the kitchens I've been in.
Okay.
But I'm sure,
I've heard some horror stories about some of the local places, although I've heard some phenomenal stories about some of the local places.
Right.
So
it all depends. You're going to have all different levels of people working for you, with you, who have all different levels of cleanliness. And even if it's all, unfortunately, it can be very, very
disheartening.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Have you experienced some chefs that you've worked with to be temperamental?
That was a little laugh, by the way.
Well, yeah. It's kind of like some days the sky's cloudy and some days the sky's blue, and absolutely.
Well, I would imagine everybody is different and everybody deals with things. Personalities, we have to deal with your personality, Anthony.
I was just going to say that.
Right, Al?
In working with Elise now for many, many years, very lovely, but also very abusive.
Oh.
If you've listened to some of our past shows, she hits me. She throws hot coffee on me.
Oh. Wait. Show Susie how I hit you. Show her. Come on.
Ow! Stop.
Yeah.
Right, Al?
Yeah.
It's scary to see, isn't it?
I may
it is.
say-
Scary
I know,
to
right.
see.
If you see any black and blue marks on me, I may have to call you as a witness because you saw her.
Oh, yes, I saw her. Yeah. Sitting way far away. Oh, no. Wait, the jig is up.
She's got long arms. And she's got them long fingers.
Don't make me laugh too hard. Oh,
Yeah.
that was good.
So,
Yeah, it's tough. He's cute though.
yeah.
Yeah.
We all deal with.
Yeah, little
Yeah,
things.
we all have our
Little
crosses
things,
to
yes.
bear.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So.
Yeah. Anyway, taking a quick break. Trend Radio continues after this on 920 The Jersey.
We'd like to thank the team at Artis, a family of open-minded, compassionate, and dedicated individuals who have experienced dementia in their own families. Together, they've created a nurturing environment tailored to each resident's unique needs.
So,
I had a question that I wanted to ask.
I just knocked it right out of your head.
Yeah, just knocked it right out of my head. It's all gone.
Yeah.
Anything that we missed that you'd like to talk about?
It's been an interesting road getting to the chef thing because I started out as a newspaper reporter.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Both of
That's
us
why
are
you
like,
communicate so well.
I hope so.
I think she just communicates well. I don't think it has anything to do with anything other than she's
Well,
just
that's
a good
probably
community.
why
Well, but
you're a good communicator. They go hand in hand.
Okay.
Yeah. If you read the blog,
I know.
those stories are much more interesting than what I wrote.
Okay.
But newspaper reporter, I was a sports writer.
Really?
Yeah. I covered Princeton football and Rutgers women's basketball.
Oh, how
How
cool.
interesting
So
is that?
it was from newspapers to public relations to public relations, and an early retirement out of state government. So
Wow. So you're just all over the place. That's fantastic.
So what do you think of the NFL?
which part of it?
The
There he goes. There
I
he
can't
goes.
help it.
He can't help
The
himself.
kneel
The
down
kneeling?
part.
I'll
See?
honestly, I think they have every right, and I think it's a wonderful way to call attention to things that have been absolutely blind in our society.
Okay.
I'd prefer that they chose something different, but they have the right, and
They live
it's
in America.
working.
They have the right. Absolutely. That's why this country
Yeah.
is great. And the only reason why I asked that question is because you were a sports writer.
Yeah.
And so we'll go to something else.
Okay.
Good.
Back to cooking.
Back to cooking.
What is your favorite dish to cook for you and your family?
Whatever I feel like eating that night.
Oh, okay.
We both did.
Yeah.
Oh.
Which is, I don't have a favorite. Comfort food for me is risotto of any.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever I can put in it doesn't matter.
My comfort food are galumkis. I
Yeah.
love galumkis. Oh, my God.
We call them halupsas.
Ah,
So
Yeah.
okay.
is that what you call them?
I call them galumkis also.
Because nobody I've met calls them halupsas.
My grandmother did.
Oh, did she? Okay, cool.
My grandmother did.
So, and I guess if you don't know what that is, it's stuffed cabbage. So
Yes.
with meat and or rice as well, right? So
Exactly.
yeah. So
Both.
Okay. Yeah, that's in my family too. With a sweet and sour.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Raisins in the sauce.
Sometimes.
Okay.
I was supposed to.
Currants. Sometimes currants.
I was
Okay.
supposed to
Yeah.
have galumpies for lunch today,
Oh.
but didn't work out that way, did it, Elise?
Well, let me just say this, okay? I brought salmon and peppers and grapes, and I didn't see any of the chicken that you were going to bring. And no, I did not make any galumpies because why?
It was Thanksgiving,
Why?
and there was too much turkey for everybody.
That's right.
Exactly. No galumpies for you.
Everybody's been working.
But I'll tell you what. I think by this coming Wednesday, there'll be a galumpi or two for you, okay?
Okay, looking
I'll
forward
make
to that.
sure you have a galumpi by Wednesday.
That sounds good.
By this coming Wednesday, you should have galumpis, no problem.
I remember my grandmother would take out her pressure cooker, and that's how she would cook them. So,
Wow. My husband's grandmother was an amazing cook. Amazing. And she would make things that, I mean, she just would blow us all away. You know, I mean, I would always talk about her cooking. It was so fattening, her cooking, that you would watch her make it and you felt your arteries going.
oh yeah.
But it was so delicious that you had to eat it. Yeah, she was incredible.
Why is it the fat tastes so good?
It just
It's a scientific question.
It is. Okay.
Because it carries the flavor. So, yeah. There's just no answer for that. Whether whether it's olive oil, that's really nice olive oil that'll carry the flavor, or it's chicken fat or schmaltz, right? Butter or bacon fat. It just, you know,
It's
and
just
it coats your
good.
tongue, so the flavors last on your tongue longer.
so it stays there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do cook with bacon fat, and I have that in my fridge in a glass jar. My grandmother had a metal can alongside the stove.
The coffee tin.
Yes,
Oh,
the
yeah.
coffee can. Now, but there's no more coffee cans now. They're plastic.
right.
So I use a jar. The schmaltz. I have schmaltz also, but I'm afraid. How long does the schmaltz last? Does schmaltz go bad? I do keep it in the fridge, and I do want to cook with it.
I think it's fine as long as
is.
it's been rendered. You know,
Okay.
because it's the pure
Exactly.
fat should be fine.
You know, I'm thinking about that. Millie always had schmaltz. It was she would like literally put it on a cracker and feed it to everybody.
Oh, yeah.
I did that, and it is good. I did
Yeah.
a piece
and
of
or
toast.
you take a piece of rye bread and you rub it
Exactly.
with a cut clove of garlic, and then you put schmaltz on it.
Oh,
Yeah.
here we
Delicious.
go.
So
All
let me
right.
just tell you, she would do that all the time, that kind of stuff. She used it so quickly, though. That's why it actually never went bad.
Yeah.
It was used all the time. She would cook with it. She would put it in everything. She put it in the pasta. Okay, you know, she didn't
Stops it
use.
from sticking together.
She didn't
Well,
use
okay.
like butter or oil. She just used that.
You don't really need anything, but we'll get to that some
Yeah,
other time.
she just did that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So and she.
And every time I break down the chicken, I save the fat and all, and you know, to render it down with onions and all, and then you get the gribbiness,
Exactly.
and that's
So when you render, so you're getting the skin, the fat, the onion, putting it in a pot, and
All the
just
flavor.
with water.
with water, and you just boil it down. And then you pour that into the coffee can.
Yeah, proverbially, and then you eat what's left because it's nice and crispy, the onion and.
Oh, that's okay. So it doesn't drip out. Oh, I'm getting damn hungry.
Damn hungry.
Damn hungry.
Damn hungry. All right.
Elise made some deconstructed cabbage the way her grandmother used to make, and we were talking about the fat and how it tastes, and she used, was it 20? It was 75-25.
It was
The highest fat content of the ground meat on my recommendation, because I'm Italian and Spanish, and the fat is where all
He's
the flavor
got some
is.
Jewish in him too.
I'm
Yeah,
half
either
Italian,
by-
half Spanish, half Jewish.
Right.
See the half.
But
just-
yes, but yeah, I tend to say that I'm Irish by insemination, so
Okay.
I kind of get the.
Okay,
Jewish
then you
thing, yeah.
understand.
Okay, you understand. So she made this delicious, and nobody in her family would eat it because there was too much fat in it. So she gave it to me,
All of it.
all of it, like this, and I had family over. Served it as an appetizer. It was gone in 22 seconds, and everybody was like, "Oh my God, this is so good!" So just the difference in the cultures,
Right.
That who
No, it's not that we don't eat a lot of different things that have fat in them. This
Right.
was too fatty for us. This was too greasy for us.
Yeah.
It was. I just couldn't even
not for
handle it.
us.
Well, but even using and it's within any culture you're going to have variations. You know, even within the same culture, you're going to have people who like the fat and people who don't like the fat.
Yeah.
And because you guys have heard me say more than 1,000 times now, nobody's going to come and say there's too much fat in it for your taste, or there's too little fat in it for your taste.
Right.
You know, there's no food police. Nobody's going to come to anybody's house and say, officially, this is not going to fly. If it's what you like, then it's going to fly.
Yeah.
And that's
Exactly.
how you have to cook.
My sister uses that 95% lean stuff. And so she makes meatballs. They're like baseballs. You know, they're
no, that I don't agree with.
So now,
But she also may make meatballs that are like baseballs anyway.
yeah, maybe. That's,
Right.
You're right about
Because
that.
a lot of times the fat, even with the 75, it renders.
Drains out, yeah.
And
Yes.
it drains out. And so you're not going to necessarily always cook with what's in the pan.
Yes.
Left over. You know, it gives a lot of flavor as it's going through.
And I'm glad you brought that up because I thought, let me put this in the oven to warm everything up and maybe I'll drain some of the fat off. So I did that, took it out of the oven and it just looked beautiful. I mean, it glistened and I tilted it to the side and all of the juice came off to the side. So I went, let me taste that. And I got my big old spoon and I'm going, damn, that tastes good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't drain it off. Yeah. And I just left it, put it back in the oven. Like
It
I
did
said,
make me very happy that you all loved it so much.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
well, thank you for, because I know it was cooked with love.
It was.
course.
It absolutely was.
Yeah.
And that's what we do. We cook
do
with
cook
love.
with love.
We cook with love.
Yes.
You guys do everything like that. So, and it absolutely
you.
shows.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for that.
so welcome.
We appreciate
Thank
that.
you so much. Yeah, that is one of the things. We are so happy that you were here today because we just think that you're a fantastic cook, chef,
you.
And
person.
person.
Thank you.
I said
thank you.
person.
I know.
I said person.
Well, it's because you pulled it out of my head and said it before me. You know I'm a little slower than you. And
You're just too funny,
Thank you
Anthony.
so much.
she makes fun of me because I went to school on that short school bus
I never make fun of him.
in front of people.
I don't ever make fun of him. I don't think you've ever seen me really make fun of him.
Not really.
No.
No.
I think he's the best.
It shows that you guys, yeah. It does. That you know the way
Yeah.
you guys feel about each other.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
Yeah. That's always nice.
It's a good thing.
Yay.
Anyway, if you want to give your website again,
Okay. It's www.suzywildcooking.com.
that's SusiesWildCooking.com for any of you people out there. And also, I just want to say this. If you reach out to us, trendradio920@gmail.com, I will not only give you all of Susie's information, any questions that you have to... not all of your information, but
okay.
just, the part that they can get in touch with you.
Okay.
Any questions that you might have about what to do with your Thanksgiving Day leftovers, any questions at all about anything, that I'm good with that. And I'll also send you a $50 gift certificate to Anthony Vincent Salon, and you can come in and do whatever you want with that too.
And it'll come with a recipe.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
One of Chef Susie's special dishes.
Of course.
But, every one of Chef Susie's dishes is special.
I agree.
We do.
I absolutely agree with that.
Thank you very much.
Chef, do you have anything that you'd like to add?
No, just that thank you very much for having me. And just one of the main things that I'm thankful for this season.
Oh, well, thank you. We are so thankful for you, and it's been our pleasure.
Chef Susie, thank you so much for joining us today. It was an absolute pleasure talking with you. We're glad that and happy that you took time out of your busy schedule to spend with us.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
We're going to take a quick break, and Trend Radio continues right after this on 920 The Jersey.
We'd like to thank Artis, a beautiful acronym. A, for the ability to have a voice. R, respecting and maintaining relationships. T, treasuring each person's uniqueness. I, for integrity. And S, for success and recognition. The Artis way.
Wow. I really like her.
Oh, I love her. She's awesome.
Yeah, she really is.
She's awesome. I just love her. She's so genuine, and I really enjoy her presence so much. But I also have to tell you what I'm enjoying right now is some of
Sitting
this
next
food.
to me?
Of course, sitting next to you. But you made some really good stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah, but
Thank
I
you.
have to just tell you this one dish. I'm not quite sure what you want to call it, but it has some hot peppers in it. Mm-hmm. And my lips are just blowing up from it.
It's called my hot pepper dish.
You could have told me that it was so
Yes.
hot because look at my lips.
I see them. They're all plumped up. Those are habaneros that I have in
Yeah,
there.
my gosh.
Yes.
They're just blowing right up here.
Well, it's interesting because now that they're blown up, you can actually see the shape of your lips.
Well, you can always see that. I mean, I always have full lips, but
Yeah,
I mean,
but they're
like,
really full now.
yeah, they're burning.
So researchers really have studied the shape of lips, and it's unusual.
Notice how he did that. He just goes right into the
do.
talking about the lips.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
a
talking
lip
about
kind of
food.
guy.
Yeah.
You know, the eyes may be where others are focusing their gaze, but they may be also watching the movement and the shape of your lips and subconsciously thinking what your lips say about you.
Really?
Yeah. You know, we talk, eat, and breathe through this
We
important...
do a lot with our lips.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. Lips are unique.
Yes, they are, but we rarely think about them. And
I think about my lips all the time.
we have a thing that we call your lips, and they're called bembas. She got some bembas.
Oh my gosh.
She got bembas and bongos.
Yeah.
I knew that.
So, you know, our lip prints are really as unique as our fingerprints, but unlike our fingertips, our lip shape and fullness may change as we age.
Yes, they do. They do. And that is very upsetting to a lot of my friends. And some of them add things to them, like fillers and different things like that. And
And
make
they
them
look like fish.
They look ridiculous,
Yeah,
some
they
of
do.
them, yeah. Anyway, what does your shape of your upper lip say about you? Well, I don't know what mine says, but right now it says it's on fire.
That
so-
thing is called the, what is it? The
Philium?
phyllium.
The
is that it?
philium
Yeah.
is the name of the shapely V or U of the upper lip center directly beneath the nose.
Ah, okay.
Did you know that?
I did, but coming from you, it sounds much more interesting. So tell us
Okay.
more.
All right. Well, like I said, it's either pointed like a V or rounded like a U, or it could just be non-existent. Okay. But regardless, it's the predominant lip shape feature that's often highlighted or outlined by, lipstick or lip liners, the makeup.
Something that you're always doing.
Always. I never go anywhere without lipstick.
That's right. And when, there's this new lipstick that you've been wearing that your lips seem to walk into the room before you do.
Oh my God. I thought you said you liked that lipstick.
Yeah, I do. I mean, it's just, I don't know if it's matte or what it is, but it's definitely very high pigmented. It really is very pretty. I'm not
okay.
making fun. I'm not making
You
fun.
sounded like a little bit like you were.
No, I would never make fun of you.
Yeah, that I walk
to your
into my
face.
lips walk in first before me. Okay, so that being said,
Tell us about the different shapes and what they mean.
I'm going to start and you can work with me with that.
I'll try.
Okay. They actually say the V shape. Mm-hmm. They call it the Twin Peaks.
Oh,
Okay, because it's a V, and I understand it's like a little mountain, and that means that you're creative.
Oh, and you are creative. And your lips are not the only twin peaks you have.
That is just, stop that. Okay, uneven peaks means that you're sensitive.
What about if you have a flat line?
A flat line? You flatline, that means you're dead. Flatliners mean you're dead. I guess it would mean like that you're a little inquisitive.
Oh, very, very
Okay.
cool.
Outgoing girls, they usually have that U shape.
Okay.
So like a little suspension bridge there, Now, two rounded peaks is flirtatious.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, you're definitely. The butterfly, which is like the softer V peaks, kind, And then if you have a single curve, which is like a little dome, means you're outspoken.
Yeah.
I think I'm all of these so far. My lips are big enough to do all of these.
Yep.
I love this one. The outer edge of peak that tapers to the corner.
Yeah.
They call it a flying bird. I think that's hysterical. That's
yeah.
nurturing. And then no points at all, just a flat lip. Mm-hmm. Not a flat line, but don't misunderstand. That means you're logical.
Ah.
Yeah, those are thin lips.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I know.
Yeah. In a study of lip shapes and, genetic markers, researchers have applied the method of this high resolution 3D imaging. What they did is they tested the lips and other facial variations.
Okay.
And the researchers hope that they'd be able to predict genetic variations by the facial shapes.
Okay.
And this human gene is the same gene that's responsible for the cleft lip shape, which is they often correct by reconstructive cosmetic surgery.
Okay, so when you close your lips without smiling, there are several different shapes that take place.
Really? Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, like, you do this. Close your lips without smiling.
Okay.
Okay, so if you're straight,
What are mine?
I'm not saying. When you're straight, that means when your lips are straight across, that means that you're trustworthy and conservative.
Oh,
That's definitely not
me.
you.
No, that's me.
You're not conservative.
Okay.
A little bit, maybe. You are. You want everybody to think you're trustworthy? Okay. So if you have a notch or a deep wrinkle near the center,
That means you're old.
no, that means you're distinctive and intellectual.
Oh, dear.
Okay. If your lips are upturned, that means you're attentive and generous. And that's a very nice feature to have. If they're downturned,
Oh, I see people. This is true.
the downturned ones,
Yeah, I see a lot of that.
that means that they're self-focused and moody. I know those too.
Yeah.
And curvy lips, I think they're like mine. Graceful and sensuous. Yeah.
A larger upper lip than a lower lip means you're charismatic, talkative, and you're a leader.
A larger lower lip than the upper lip means you're adventurous, pleasure-seeking, and imaginative.
I was making faces at us over there.
Al's doing the lip.
He's doing the lip
trying to do
thing,
the lip.
yes.
But what happens if your lips are equal size?
You're practical, impartial, and focused.
Yes.
And right now, you've been focused listening to Trend Radio, where we talk about what's hot every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Do you want more? Go right to our website, 920thejersey.com, click on demand, and scroll directly to us.
And get the lowdown on getting down. Tune into your bad boy inside you.
Or your bad girl.
Yeah, listen each week because Al's going to be here and we always have something sexy to say. Got questions? Email us now at trendradio920@gmail.com. You'll be glad you did.
Remember, your smile is your logo, your personality is your business card.
But how you make people feel, well, that becomes your trademark.
I'm Anthony Vincent,
And I'm Elise.
and we'll talk to you next week.
Bye for now.
And don't forget, tune in tomorrow night, Sunday, 7:30 p.m., PrincetonTV.org, and watch us cook with love. We are the Aphrodisiac Chefs.
You'll be so glad you did.